and welcome to Home with Sarah Jane. Today I wanted to share our favorite fall books that we read every single year. Couple of changes. I broke my table that I usually use when I'm filming, so I'm sitting on the floor. Another is that is the best I could do for a background at this point. It's not letting off any heat, it's just for ambiance. It's like 1,000,000 degrees outside, so yeah, I'm not putting that on. But anyway, I wanted to share what we read. It's basically going to be from September 22nd until September 30th because October 1st we start with all of our Halloween books. So, but this is just how we start fall. And fall is pretty much a big deal in my house. It's my favorite time of year and my kids really enjoy the fall season as well because that's like the start of the holiday season for us. So the first book that we read is Pumpkin Soup. It doesn't matter the order of the books in between, but Pumpkin Soup is always the first book that we read on the first day of fall. And usually we do some kind of craft or activity with it. One year we did make pumpkin soup, another year we studied the anatomy of a pumpkin, and this year we're actually growing our own pumpkins. So Pumpkin Soup, it's a very sweet story about a cat, a duck, and a squirrel, and they try and make the most delicious pumpkin soup, but then there's a problem and they have to fix it. So it is a beautiful book. And I just recently found out that there are 2 more books that go with this book. Like literally 2 days ago I found this out. So I actually ordered them, and I did order them used because I couldn't really find a copy brand new. Like the one copy I was able to find of one of the books was like $30, and it's just a picture book like this, and I was like, no. So I ordered it used, but they will not be here until September 18th. And those books are called Delicious, and then the other one is called Pipkin of Pepper, I think is what it's called. But yeah, but they're the other 2 books that go with this story, and this is just such a sweet story. Now, the rest of these books, they don't really go in any order. We just kind of read them when we want to read them between September 22nd and September 30th. And it's Pete the Cat falling for... What is it? Pete the Cat Falling for Autumn. This is one that we just added maybe 2 years ago. A year ago, but my daughter still really enjoys Pete the Cat, so we still read this one, and it's just a sweet story. You know, Pete the Cat always has some kind of good message, and you know, it's just sweet books. But because she loves Pete the Cat so much, we are still reading them. And this one says, it's the first day of autumn and Pete the Cat isn't ready for the change of season until he discovers all the wonderful things about autumn. So, you know, sweet book. Another one that we read is Hello Harvest Moon. This is a sweet story as well. It says, every night the moon works its magic, conversing with moonflowers and moss, pulling the tides high, bathing streets and yards in the brilliance, or excuse me, in its brilliance. It shows us many faces, full, crescent, new, but nothing is as breathtaking as the harvest moon. So, again, another sweet story. And you're going to notice all but one of these are... All but one of these are picture books. I feel like I'm not pronouncing. My pronunciation of words today is not great. Now this one happens to be one of my favorites as well. I do really enjoy Pumpkin Soup. What is that? Oh, my best friend. Sorry, Ashley, I'll call you right back. So, Too Many Pumpkins. I love this story. It's super sweet. It's about an elderly woman, I guess you can say, or an older woman that doesn't like pumpkins. And one day she throws some pumpkin seeds in her backyard to like get them out of the house. And she doesn't pay attention to them. She doesn't water them. She doesn't take care of them, nothing. And come fall, she has a whole bunch of pumpkins in her backyard and she has to figure out what to do with them. So, sweet book. It's silly, it's funny, it has like good messages in it. And again, it's one of my favorites. Another one, now this one is not so much fall, I guess, like when it comes to learning about autumn and stuff, but it's Oxcart Man. We do read this one every fall. It does talk about harvest time and stuff like that, and that's why we read this one for fall. But I used to really enjoy this book as a kid, and I'm really glad I get to share it with my girls because they really enjoy it as well. But it's just a sweet little story about harvest time. And then the next one, again, it's not super about fall, but it's owl babies. About 3 little owl babies waiting for their mom. So this is just a cute book. We also did some crafts a couple of years ago with this one where we just painted like a paper plate to match like the night sky, and then we just glued some felt little owls onto that paper plate, and my kids really enjoyed just doing something simple like that with this book. It's a very cute book. I actually really like the illustrations in this one. And then this one is called Pumpkin Town. This one is a little bit more silly. It's basically about these pumpkins taking over the town. So it is a cute story. My kids enjoy the silliness of it. Okay, and then these two, again, it's kind of like Owl Babies and the Ox Cart Man. It's not necessarily super about fall, but this one is about making an apple pie. So, and you know, apples fall. That's how this one got thrown in there. So this is how to make an apple pie and see the world. And it does have a recipe at the end for an apple pie, but this is such a great story. So it talks about how this girl wants to make an apple pie, and the store is closed, so she goes around the world getting the ingredients for her apple pie. And again, it's a sweet story. We started this one a few years ago as well. And we do make the pie every fall as well, just to go along with it. And then we just found out not that long ago that this book, there's another book like it, and it's called How to Make a Cherry Pie and See the USA. So we added this one to our collection. This is going to be the first year that we're reading this one, but we decided to throw it in our fall stuff because it's still about making a fruit pie. And it goes with how to make an apple pie and see the world. So we did throw this one in just for funsies. Again, I haven't read this one yet, but if it's anything like How to Make an Apple Pie and See the World, I'm sure it's a really sweet, cute book. And again, we just never heard of it before. So I just got this in, I think, yesterday. Yeah, it just came in the mail yesterday. Now, the last book that we read, usually on September 30th, to kind of wrap up our fall books to go into Halloween, is Pumpkin Jack. So Pumpkin Jack is also a cute little story. It's basically about the life cycle of a pumpkin. So it says, the first pumpkin Tim ever carved was fierce and funny, and he named it Jack. When Halloween was over, Tim set it out in the garage, and throughout the weeks, he watched it change. After the winter snow, all that was left was a stem, some seeds, and a crumpled pumpkin skin. But in the spring, there was another change. A plant began to grow. So he gets to see his pumpkin basically decompose and then come back to life in the spring. So it's just a really cute story, and I felt like it's a great way to kind of wrap up our fall books to go into our Halloween books. So again, we read this one on the last day of September. And then this one we only read every couple of years, but it's called The Great Turkey Walk. And this one, usually I start it in September and it goes a little bit into October. So this one, The Great Turkey Walk, it says 15-year-old Simon Green has just completed the 3rd grade for the 4th time. When Mrs. Rogers tells him it's time he made his way in the world of 1860. Simon may not be book smart, but he hatches a plan that could make him a fortune. I feel like I need glasses. He intends to herd 1,000 turkeys from Missouri to Denver. So he's basically trying to get 1,000 turkeys from Missouri to Denver, walking them. And it's just a silly book. My kids really, really enjoy this one as well. So this one, like I said, we only read it every couple of years. And this year we will not be reading it, but I just wanted to kind of mention it because it is a cute little story. It's silly. It is long though. Well, not super long. It's, let's see. It's almost 200 pages. It's like 198 pages long. So, but it is a very good story. So, those, I think, yes. Those are all of our fall books. Again, it's only from September 22nd till about September 30th. And then I will share later our Halloween books and then our Thanksgiving books. I think I have a lot of Halloween books. I can't remember. But anyway, thank you so much for stopping by. You have a great day. Bye.